Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. I am honored and thrilled to have with me today Prophet Briston Bradly. How are you today, Prophet Bradly?
I'm doing wonderful. And how is your day going so far?
My day is going wonderful as well. And we'll make some, I'll tell you an inside joke later, y'all, that's in the studio audience. But I'll give you a chance, everybody, to go ahead and just grab your virtual seats and let everybody know that we are here on this episode talking about how this gentleman is blind, but he's definitely not broken. And so I'm excited about having him on today as he's going to be sharing his journey with everyone. Wait a minute. Let's see. He's going to be sharing his journey with everyone on what he's had to overcome to be who he is today. And sometimes, as you all know, we go through a lot of things in our younger years, and only by the grace of God, we're even able to be here to share our stories today. So I'm really glad I'm going to put you backstage for a second. Briston, are you scrolling or something over there? Okay. Hold on. All right, Briston, let me know when you're done. I think you're pushing buttons or something. So let me know and I'll pull you back in, okay? But let me, everybody, introduce Briston Bradly. So Briston is an American minister, author, motivational speaker, and he's known for sharing his life story of overcoming a life-altering situation that left him blind. And I'll give you the opportunity to hear from him directly, but he was definitely born to young single parents and was raised by his grandparents in Prattsville, Arkansas. So Malvern, Arkansas is what people know where he's grown up. But he's going to be talking candidly today about his experiences and being in the streets and what he learned from it. And after his accident, some things that transpired to shape him into who he is now, which is an author. And he's also a motivational speaker and a prophet of God. So anyway, I am honored to welcome to the stage to the Kim Jacobs Show, Prophet Briston Bradly. How are you today?
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Good. Well, take us, if you would. I would love for people to just kind of go back to where some of this all began for you, because we get to see you now and you're traveling the world. Movies are being documentaries are getting formed in your honor and things. But I want to go back and describe more of the moment that you really realized the impact of what was going to happen in your life from your early years and just being in the streets. So talk about what happened in your younger years that even made you want to turn to the streets.
That is a nobody's never asked me a question like that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Let me just start from, I knew I had a calling when I was maybe 16. Okay. I knew I was supposed to have been preaching. I was just running from it. So by the time I was 19, I was very heavily in the streets, in the drug game. I was facing 40 years federal time at the age of 19. It was only by the grace of God that I was able to walk away from that. And kept running from God until the age of 22.
Wow.
And God will put you in some situations where either you'll still have to say yes or no, but in those situations, you have to outweigh what you've been through and what you've seen. and so I was through a windshield at 115 miles an hour, um, in a car wreck. I was the passenger in the car,
Oh
and
my.
they lost me. I had to actually crawl out of a ravine because when I went through the windshield, I had landed off down in a ravine, and it actually had flooded because it had been raining.
Mm.
So I had lost so much blood. It was only by the grace of God I was able to crawl up that hill by myself. Almost to only get hit by an 18 wheeler.
Oh.
And yeah, so a lot of people don't know that part of the story.
Mm.
Um, and just by the grace of God, the person that got there was actually the person's house that we were headed back out to, and they received a phone call from somebody, so they were able to make it there right in the nick of time, um, to just tackle me before I got hit by the 18 wheeler. They lost me twice that night.
Mm.
Um, I was in surgery for over 7 hours.
Mm.
And so I had to learn how to like walk over again. Um, I had to do a lot of healing, and so that's when I just told God, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna try you." And so from there, I never wanted to write a book, but my grandma just insisted that my
Of
story
course.
was amazing, and so I really wrote the book on behalf of her.
Aw. On behalf of your grandma.
Yes,
That
who
is
just
so
passed
wonderful.
4 years ago. So yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, first of all, you have my deepest condolences, and it sounds like your grandmother played an important role in your life in shaping who you've ultimately become. And I wanted to find out when you said you were facing 40 years in federal time, you had made a conscious choice to hang in the streets and to live that life. That was your decision. Or
It
was
was.
so it wasn't that somebody was forcing you, because a lot of times today we're like, oh, y'all have been caught up with the wrong crowd. You know, they trying to hold you hostage. But that wasn't the case in this case.
Nah. I
Hmm.
think if anything, I've always been the leader.
Hmm.
And so, I had people that was following me. And
Mm.
so the conscious decision was not nobody else's, it was mine. The money, the money was good.
Wow. And so young people right now, especially with all that's going on, and a lot of times some of these different jobs, working at fast food restaurants, grocery stores, wherever, it doesn't seem to pay well enough for people to feel like they can get their needs met as far as their financial needs. With young people today that are really searching to belong a part of something, what do you advise them to do in this situation so they don't get caught up in the wrong crowds?
Um, if I had to answer that question, listen, I would go back. If I had to do it all over again, I would go back and work at a fast food restaurant or a grocery store.
Hmm. Why?
It's not worth looking over your shoulder. It's
Mm.
not worth sleeping with a pistol. It's not worth doing none of that. And that's how I had to live.
Mm.
And so in that world, it's a dog eat dog world. The little ones trying to take the big ones out to come up, and um, yeah, I would advise them. It ain't nothing out there. Ain't nothing out there but heartbreak.
And you were actually you were given plenty of opportunities to make a different decision, because you had your grandparent, your mom, grandmom, your mom, your dad. You had people that were loving on you and trying to steer you in the right direction. So what were some of the things that you felt like you were just ignoring all along, and before the accident even happened?
Uh, just just your typical young person.
Hmm.
I'm grown. I do what I want to do, and that was it.
Wow.
I know. I think I know everything, and come to find out, don't know nothing.
Wow.
Life every day has something new that you can learn.
Mm. So what are some things that people that, like, I know I'm a parent, so sometimes when you are a parent, you don't even know what signs to look for, because everything is looks relatively normal from your set of lens, from where you're viewing it. But what are some signs and things that you recommend that parents pay attention to? Because this show is about how people are balancing different aspects of their lives. And so they're managing their families, but we don't always know what to look out for.
Oh, the lashing out. Some people just say, "Oh, they going through, they just going through being a teenager." No, lashing out a lot of times has a lot to do with it. Someone who is very standoffish. Now, you do have some people who are just standoffish by themselves. But you can become it can get to a point to where you can become too standoffish.
Right.
And so when you're too standoffish, you ain't got to say nothing, but your antennas need to be up because there's 9 times out of 10, there is something going on.
That's real good.
The secret movements, just seem like they hide and stuff. That's a big one. That's a big one.
Y'all make sure y'all type in these notes because there's some good stuff that's being shared.
Coming in late.
Okay.
If they coming in past 12, I'm gonna be nice and say 12:45.
Okay.
Might want to be checking their circle and see who they hanging out with.
Okay, coming in late. You said hiding things. Did you say
hiding? Like
hiding what?
They don't want you to know, like what. Say like they could have something. Let me just use this as an example. Somebody comes in, with a jacket over their arm, and you can tell that it's something under their jacket. But they're moving so quick because they don't want you to ask. They ain't trying to let you know what's going on. They don't want you in their business, so they're gonna hide it.
Wow, that's good. So how do you recommend that a parent? Yeah, this is some good advice, y'all. We're talking with Prophet Briston Bradly, who suffered a severe accident that left him blind. For those of you that are just tuning in, so make sure that you all encourage your friends, family, everybody, enemies, everybody, to be able to learn from what this young man experienced in his own life. That's hopefully helping you and your family not have to deal with this type of outcome and go through this. So some of the tips that he's already shared that we can look for in our children is if they are, let me put my glasses on, I'm getting ready to read it wrong. When your children lash out, pay close attention to your child. And then you also said when your child is too standoffish, they're just too far removed from the rest of the world, right?
Correct.
And then you also said when they're coming in late, all manner of times throughout the night, no accountability, and they blowing you off. That's some good advice. Then you said when they're hiding things, like they're putting things under their jacket and trying to walk so fast so you can't catch it. Gotta go.
Yeah, and it don't necessarily have to be that, but you can tell when somebody's hiding something. So
that's some good advice. Wow. Okay. So already, I mean, we have some significant nuggets, and I have people chiming in too. So I do want to take a moment and make sure if you all have any questions or anything that you can feel free to type them. I see you, Lori J. Hey, Lori J. And she says, amen. Amen. Glad to have you. That's how we're connected, is through your aunt, Lori J.
Right.
And I love her.
Full of wisdom. She's full of wisdom.
Very full of wisdom. I saw some other comments, but you know what? What we're going to do is I'll come back to some more of them, but we're going to keep on moving. And I see all of you all on the different platforms. Ask your questions, and I will definitely get them answered for you throughout today's broadcast. So I wanted to also just find out from you, because we talked about the warning signs. Because did you have your own warning signs though that were for you personally? Not that a parent needs to look at, but when you were before this accident, you were getting some warning signs yourself from God.
I was. One night, I was put in a real bad predicament that it's only, like I said, it's only by the grace of God that I made it out.
Mm.
You know, it's some stuff that I can't talk about. You
I
know, I
understand.
try to keep it to a certain limit. But you know, people are not playing, especially when it comes to that type of lifestyle.
Right.
And if they can take you out, they will do it. And that was um, what I was facing that night. That was a sign. Um, let me see. I had started becoming real cold. I was
Mm.
real cold. Like my heart just, I didn't know how to feel.
Wow.
And that was one. And just too many run-ins with the law. And so, and I think the worst sign was, and I probably would have never forgiven myself if it would have happened. But I think the worst sign was when I had my, I think she might have been 2 or 3 at the time.
Okay.
And this is my oldest daughter. Um, she was sitting in the passenger seat, and I
Mm.
was in the driver's seat. And a guy had pulled up right next to the car. We was at a stoplight.
Mm.
It was actually one of my enemies. And I knew that if he would have looked over, he would have shot that car. And I did not look his way, and I was just telling God, please don't let this man look over here because
Mm.
this is gonna turn real bad.
Oh my.
And by the grace of God, that light turned green. I was in the turning lane. I was able to turn, and at that moment, I knew I was too far in.
Ah,
So those were just a few signs for me.
wow. I'm glad you're being transparent and sharing that, because I also love the fact that you're being respectful enough to say, hey, I can't say but so much, because then it's gonna put you and your family and different people in awkward positions. And so
Mm-hmm.
you're being wise and understanding that that's the case too. So I really appreciate when someone comes on the show that lives a very different life than I ever lived. But that way I can give the audience a chance to have some level of a connection to say, hey, life on the streets can, once you're in there, sometimes you never get a chance to get out.
That's right.
So for you to get out was nothing but God's grace and mercy. Because, and I don't know the details, so you would have to tell me, does somebody kind of outside of God have to allow you to get out?
Uh, certain stuff I can't
Okay,
reveal
okay.
to
So we're
you.
gonna move on.
We'll
We're gonna
move
move on.
on.
And sit back some too, because you're right up on the screen. I know you ain't gonna want that. Okay, because people be like, I know that woman could have told you. You sit back. You look real dapper sitting back a little bit. All right, so we're gonna move forward. And anybody in the audience, if you have questions, please feel free. He's going to answer what he can, what he can't. He's going to honor his code and and do the right thing. And for those of you that are tuning in, know that I don't always sound like this. My voice has been a little bit hoarse, but we're not making no excuses. We're going to continue to move forward and have a great episode. Is that fair? So I'm going to put up the image of the car, and I wanted you to just talk about that image. Is the car and what happened upon impact. Talk to us.
So that night it was I was in a passenger in a 2002 XJR Jaguar. That's what the car is. Um, the person was racing who was driving. They fell asleep at the wheel. This was after they had reached speeds of like I know at least 155, 160 miles an hour. Um, when they fell asleep at the wheel, I realized that the car was going off the road, so I had to jerk the steering wheel. And when that happened, they woke back up. The car came back up on the road. It flipped. It dented the top of the car in. It came back up on all fours. And at 115 miles an hour, now this is what the car has slowed down to. We hit 8 barrels apiece that weigh 200 pounds apiece, and we hit that at 115 miles an hour,
Mm.
and it threw me through the windshield. Some people would say, "Well, you didn't have your seatbelt on."
Mm.
Unfortunately, I did,
Wow.
but I dropped my phone, and I had been down and picked my phone back up, and then when I put the seatbelt back across me, it was in the seatbelt thing, but it did not click all the way.
Mm. That happens
So
to me every day. Like I
that.
literally click my seatbelt and then I hear ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, what? I just put my seatbelt on. But that's what's happening.
Hmm. And
Mm.
so it was some things that happened, and I had state trooper had to come see me, and he asked me what had happened, and I just told him in so many words what I
Mm.
just told you.
Wow.
And he was like, "Well, I know you're telling the truth." He said because, and then he looked at my mom and my grandma, and he said, "If his seatbelt would have clicked all the way, he said y'all would have been doing a funeral 2 weeks ago." He said because he wouldn't have made it out. He would have been smashed on impact.
Wow.
And so God has a funny way of getting the glory out of your life.
You better believe it. Yeah, because as people see this image that's up, this is not something that people could that anybody could imagine that someone would survive. And so I put the image back up. It's unbelievable. Uh, wow. And this happened on October 8th, 2011.
Correct.
And that happened to be obviously one of the darkest moments of your life when you lost your sight. So what helped you be able to get through that process of healing and getting to the other side and holding on? Because it's almost like you have to make a conscious decision to hold on after something like that.
Um, Believe it or not, I did try to commit suicide.
Mm.
I felt like my life was over. This was new to me, and I was hurt a lot, and I just didn't know which way to turn. My family and my aunt who's watching, who we just got through, they saw a lot. They saw me go through a lot. They saw a lot of tears.
Yeah.
They saw me overcome adversity. Um, I think it was just because I didn't want to. I just didn't want people to keep. I didn't want to feel like I had to depend on people.
Right.
So I think it was my tenacity and grit, the strength that I didn't know I had.
Mm.
And when I started getting more into God, then that's when it started, revealing itself that hey, you can make it, you can
Right.
do it, everything is gonna be okay. And don't get me wrong, I still have my days.
We all do.
Still have my days. Nobody knows. But then I have to wipe my tears and just understand that God does nothing by mistake.
That's right. That's right. I want wow. Nothing is done by happenstance. Nothing is done by mistake. Your story is going to help so many other people hopefully make the decision to change the course of their lives sooner before they have to experience something like this that they may never even walk away from. So I'm really grateful that you're sharing your story today. Yeah. And I'm going to put this picture of your aunt because that's how we connected, Lori J. And you can't tell her nothing. Prophet Bradley. Guess what? She in some cowboy boots and a cowgirl hat, some leather
that's,
pants.
that's my
Lori J.
girl.
stepping. And let's see. I had another picture too of one of your cousins that walked with you on the red carpet at an event recently.
Oh yes, April.
April.
Hmm.
And she looks so proud to be standing beside you.
Yeah, that
So
was.
how important is it for family, extended family, because these are cousins and aunts and different people to support someone that's going through life altering situation?
Uh, it's a very important thing. Um, my circle is very small, So I really don't have a lot of support, but for the ones and the support that I do have, it means a lot to me. It's definitely strength in numbers. And so, anybody that always be like, I can do this by myself, I just be like, stop lying. Don't say that. Because it's gonna come a time where you're gonna need somebody.
So we all need somebody.
We all need somebody.
And you have also children. So talk to us about your children.
I'm 36. I have two children. I have two girls. One is 17, and she's actually graduating in December from high school. She's graduating early. And then I have a 7-year-old. And her name, yeah. So I have a 7-year-old, 17 and 7.
So I just put both of their pictures up. One, you're holding your daughter as she's graduating. She was number 2 in her class. This was like a graduation picture. And her with a dance recital outfit on. And then I think this is your oldest daughter in some jeans and a white shirt at your cousin's wedding.
Yes. That's her. That's the oldest one.
How does it make you feel to be able to still be here on this earth and to be able to be a father and balance your life with them in your life at this level?
I'm glad I'm still here. That's very important to them and for them. And
yes,
they pull on me when they feel like they can't pull on nobody else. So when you have that type of father, that's a wonderful thing. And so, balancing them in my life is really not too hard. It's just that, I have to make sure that at all costs, they're okay at the end of the day.
good.
Their mental, physical, all of that. Just make sure that they're taking care of themselves. So.
And the fact that they have gone on this journey with you because they've had to be there with you as you've gone through your healing and recovery process. And so I wonder, how is it from a father's perspective, having daughters, that you want to make the right choices when it comes to even being able to pick an appropriate man? Any words of encouragement?
Yes. I was raised, well, I ain't gonna say raised by just women, because I did have a wonderful grandpa, who I saw as a man. He came home, he was at home. Um, his wife, his kids came first. He made sure he supported them. Um, I would just say, for my young women, you need to first just make sure he's a godly man. And I ain't saying he got to be, sanctified 3-piece suit wearing every day. I ain't saying he got to be like that, but he do got to know God. He definitely got to be godly.
Yes.
Just because you're godly, that don't mean you can't have fun with each other. That's not what that means.
Right.
But that man should respect you in the utmost way. And when you see that, and a man by the way he treat his mama. Watch how he treat his mama.
You better say that again. Preach, prophet.
He ain't the one, baby. No. You better go past go. I know this ain't Monopoly, but we're going to act like it is today. Go past.
Your hand is over the mic.
Go past go.
We can hear you loud now. You said go past go. Don't even stop, right?
Don't stop.
Yeah, I'm really glad you're saying that, because it's like, it doesn't have to be some kind of show, like you said, 3-piece suit with the jewelry and all of that. It's about making sure that the heart is connected to God.
Right.
and how he treats his God and how he treats his mom is how he's going to treat you.
That's right.
I love that advice. Y'all, I hope y'all are learning something as my guest today, which is Prophet Briston L. Bradly, is talking about being blind, but not being broken. And so even though the moment came where you became blind, where you no longer could physically see, how do you see the world differently now? And probably much more clearly than when you had visual sight?
That's a good question too, because nobody's ever asked me that.
What? On the Kim Jacobs show, some questions being asked, even though I'm hoarse and you can barely hear them, but it's some good questions being asked.
Very good questions. I see life in a whole different way now.
Okay.
I learned how to be grateful for the little things. It's things people take for granted every day, just to walk outside and just see the leaves changing colors, like the ripples in the ocean water. Like, it's the little things that really mean so much. And so I've just been allowed to see life in a whole totally different way. I'm grateful for it. As much as it might hurt, I'm grateful for it. And yeah, I'm like Ray. My eyes got to be my ears, man. So
that's good. That's good. I'm loving. I'm just going. I mean, everybody like that. That's a great answer. Great answer. People in the audience are for sure. All right. So the other things that I was thinking of is sometimes I think when people feel like life is too far gone, because again, we are in a state of chaos in different regards in the world. And some people really do feel like things are too far gone. They can't reel it back in. But then they still don't realize that God has purpose for their lives. Is there any words of advice or encouragement that can help people see? Because I don't know how to help people see what I see without them believing that for themselves. So anything you could say?
I could say a few things. I would just say this. In John chapter 20, Jesus is having a conversation later on with Thomas down around about verse 22. Thomas is telling them, I don't want to hear nothing y'all got to say. I ain't believing that he got up until I can put my fingers through the holes in his hands,
right,
in his ribs. So then Jesus appears to him. He says, oh, Thomas, you're blessed now because you've been able to believe, because you put your fingers in the holes of my hands and through your ribs and through my ribs. Right. He said, but blessed are those who have never saw me, that believe in me. So like, if I was preaching, I would just haul off and say, man, listen, y'all, let's have a little Pentecostal moment. I'd be like, slap the wig off your neighbor head and say, the sermon title today is, I don't have to see it to believe it.
Oh, come on now. Come on. I don't have to see it
to believe it.
Come on, prophet. Preach.
So basically what I'm saying in so many words, even though it's not there yet, that don't mean it's not going to happen. That don't mean better days are not coming. Right. That don't mean you can't make it out. One of my favorite scriptures that I'm learning is Romans 8:1. And that is, for the suffering of this present time is not worthy to be compared to the glory that's getting ready to be revealed.
Yes. My God.
And so Revelations 12:11 says, and for we are overcome by the blood of the Lamb.
So 8:1 says there's therefore no condemnation.
No condemnation. There it is.
Right. To them who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit.
You must be in the King James Version.
I'm in the King. What version you want to go to? Come on, tell me.
I forgot what version that is.
Is it the Message or
no? It's not. It's not the Message. It's definitely
okay. Is it New International?
I think it's the NLT. I have to go back because
Oh, don't worry about all of
I
that.
just
The point is we in the Word of God.
so.
Let's see, New Living Translation.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably
But
the truth. Anyway, I love the word. So now there is no condemnation for those who belong to Christ Jesus.
exactly.
Yeah, so there's some good conversation that we have. One thing, as you're over there, people that can see you can see that you're holding your phone. Those that are hearing, because some of you hear the broadcast, actually, you're hearing it on WDRB media now as well, everybody, because we are part of a nationally syndicated broadcast that comes on weekly. But anyway, I love the fact that you're not a person that makes excuses. You don't have anybody over there helping you manage this, but yet you're sitting there with your phone, and I can see the palm of your hand holding
Mm-hmm.
the phone. You don't have to move it. You don't even have to move it. The point
Okay.
is, the point. I know you might want to look dapper and all, but it's a good. It actually speaks volumes to who you are. You're a person that does not make excuses. Clearly, you make results. And I love that about you. So, what does blind but not broken really mean to you so that other people can actually realize that even if they haven't faced physical blindness, they may be blind in other areas of their lives?
Blind but not broken. It just means that the challenges that you will face, the challenges that will present itself to you, um,
Mm.
like they say, if life throws you lemons, make lemonade out of it.
Yes.
That's what that is. Again, if I was preaching, I would go over there to, I believe it's Second Samuel. I think it's chapter 22, and I
Okay.
think it's like verse 1 or 2.
Mm,
And I would just say handling life
mm,
in hard situations,
mm,
or handling life in a dark situation,
mm.
um, or handling life in a losing situation. Uh,
Right.
but that just deals with when David was running from Saul.
Mm,
This is the same man who this is the same man who David loved. I mean, he
right.
looked up to him. I mean, he did all of this. And then he goes and he has to hide in this cave of Adullam. Now,
Mm,
this is right around the corner from where he had his victory at with
that's
Goliath. See, a
right.
lot of people don't know that. But he's in this place all by himself. He's in this dark place. He has nobody who he can just really count on.
Mm,
So look what happens. God sends 400 men to surround him. And
mm.
look
Come
what
on.
happens once he does that. And this is what I want to tell somebody on here today. You probably lost some people in this season of your life.
Yeah.
It was for you to lose them,
Mm,
because God is trying to give you a circle to
mm.
where you're going to come out on top.
My
And
God.
so he's just giving him a whole new circle. He gave him, and David becomes the captain of these men. That's what the
Mm,
Bible says. He becomes the captain of these men.
mm, mm,
So he's handling life in a losing situation only to turn around
mm.
and come out on top.
God didn't have you to be out on those streets for a long time because he needed you to come in to the kingdom and be able to help convert people to come into him. And he knew that it was going to take people like you to help get those individuals that would not hear from somebody that was not people they could relate to. So I'm so grateful that he used you in this regard. Not that you had to become blind for him to use you, but because of the fact that he didn't let your life in so other people's lives could be better as a result of you using your newfound gifts and talents.
Yes, man. So
Huh? I'm proud of you. Okay, here, I actually found a clip back here. Well, before I say that, let me tell you, I put your book up, Blind But Not Broken, a story of a sinner saved by God's grace by Briston Bradly. Where can people get your book?
on Amazon.
Amazon.
That's on Amazon. Yes.
And I see all of you over there. I see you, Sadie, Aunt Sadie. Let me get it right. I see you, Miss Branch. I see you, Dr. Marcia. I see you, Carter Photography. I see you, Jackie Headley. I see you, Dylan. I see you, Flipping Fabulous. All of y'all. I see all of y'all. Put your comments, and I can actually acknowledge your comments as well. And really grateful for all of you that are tuned in today to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Make sure you get a copy of this book, Blind But Not Broken, a story of a sinner saved by grace. That's funny. I'm listening to my doctor was like, well, you want to rest your voice for a couple of weeks. I'm like, what, girl? I said, I can't rest no voice for a couple of weeks. That ain't gonna happen. I gotta use this voice. I got Prophet Briston Bradly coming on the Kim Jacobs Show. I was like, not hardly. No.
I heard that.
So I'm so glad that you're a person that does not make excuses, but that you make results. Listen, if you all have not partnered with the Kim Jacobs Show, as you can see, I do whatever it takes. I do whatever it takes to bring great guests and even try to make no excuses and come on myself, even when I don't always feel the best, right? But I want you to partner with us today. And I encourage you, if you have not sown into our broadcast so that we can come on daily and be a part of your house by bringing balance to this world, one household at a time, then please take a moment and do so right now. You can do that through PayPal, which is paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc., or you can use Venmo at the Kim Jacobs Show. You can Zelle at 704-962-7161, or you can also become a part of our Patreon membership, patreon.com/the Kim Jacobs Show. Over there, you get exclusive content that never goes public, but you get that exclusive content. All right. I wanted to pull in a clip where you were being interviewed, if that's okay, on Channel 11. And I thought it was a great clip. So I want to pull that in for a minute, okay?
Okay.
Because it gives the people a flavor of you preaching a little bit over there. I said, well, let me y'all got to see what we're working with here.
Intuitive.
Wait a minute, okay, this is an ad or something going on, but it's okay. We're gonna close the ad.
Focus on what matters with intelligent
ad. We're gonna go on here.
Thank you, Ed.
Who is
There's a Little Rock man with a clear vision of who he is and who you could be. He says a bad accident became a gift, giving him redemption that he would have never seen coming. Now Briston Bradly is using every chance he sees to share his mistakes and his hope for everyone around him.
I learned that the organ can create such an atmosphere. It can take you to certain places, sometimes in the spirit, that you wouldn't normally go without music.
Growing up in Malvern, Briston Bradly created what he calls a stupid atmosphere for himself. He was running the streets, dealing drugs, and earning a target more so than a reputation.
I probably would have either been in jail or dead.
But a car crash changed his life. He was a passenger in a car going 115 miles per hour. He flew through the windshield and went blind as a result.
I remember sometimes in the morning, I would just be against the wall, just rocking back and forth. I couldn't even look my own daughter in the eyes because I felt like I was a failure. I didn't know what to do. I felt like life was over, that I would never be able to live again.
But in his depression and his pain, he found God. He vowed to be a humble servant. And that's why, on any given night, you might find Briston not at the organ, but on the pulpit at Greater Works Christian Church.
Let me tell you today, every trial and tribulation that you go through, it was not for your bad, but it was for your good.
The message that I give people is really encouragement. I try to encourage the best way I can because I know how it feels not to be encouraged, to be going through, not knowing who's there, where it's going to come from.
He preaches healing and hope in church and in the community, working with young people who resemble the man he used to be, helping them see that there's another way.
All right, I'm not gonna play the whole thing because I don't know but I just want to acknowledge that came from a Channel 11 interview and I don't know who the individual was that was interviewing you, but I know that he did a phenomenal job, and I wanted to acknowledge that Channel 11 did that interview. So thank you.
You're welcome. You went back to grab that video. Ooh,
I sure did. I sure did. Listen, a lot of things, in my opinion, Prophet Briston. Now your hand is kind of over your face too, so just move it a little bit. But I will tell you that you had to do a lot of forgiving in order for this level of preaching to come from you, from your soul, the depths of your soul like that. How did you forgive yourself? and even others that may have played a role in what's happened in your life?
Uh, that ain't nobody but God.
Mm, mm,
It's a day by day thing. It was a
mm,
day by day thing.
mm, mm, mm. Day by day.
Day by day.
So people that are dealing with addiction, because I'm, it's all different types of addictions, but people that may be dealing with some level of addiction, or they're really down and out because it's a, people SNAP benefits, all kind of stuff is being yanked. So people are turning to some pretty harsh measures in different regards, and they're feeling like all hope is gone. What kind of advice or encouragement can you give people that's living in despair at this phase of their lives?
Um, as long as you got breath in your body,
Mm.
it is never too late. And God sees everything you going through,
Mm.
and don't nothing take God by surprise. I would say that a lot of things come to mature us,
Mm.
and we don't look at it like that.
Right.
But if you can hold on,
Yes.
if you can just hold on just a little while longer,
Mm, mm, mm.
you'll see that when God says what He says, He has to honor His word, because His word don't return unto Him void. He's not a man that He shall lie. He can't lie.
That's right.
And then He says, "I know the plans that I have for you.
Mm-hmm.
They're good and not of, and not of evil, but for
That's
you to have an expected end."
my God. My God.
So,
No, I have so many. I have so many pictures back here. I have so much stuff. I see you in a fraternity gear. So tell me about that. I got the picture up on the screen.
wow. So that's a military fraternity. I was in the Army as well.
Okay.
So that's Sigma Alpha Gamma Military Fraternity Incorporated.
Wonderful. And so how important is the brotherhood in times when you're going through life altering situations like this?
Brotherhood is very important. Whether people believe it or not, it's very important. Like I said earlier, strength in numbers is very true. So, the Bible says that one can put to flight 1,000, two can put to flight 10,000. It's just telling you that there's strength in numbers.
That's right.
And so it's good to have that type of support when you're going through.
That's good. That's good. I think that you have had a tremendous amount of support, and just looking through all of the photos, I felt like I was in the situation. I see someone he's in a lot of your photos, and he's pointing all the time. I don't know, Apostle somebody. Who is that?
Oh my God. I know I know exactly who you're talking about. You're talking about
Apostle
Apostle
Wright.
Wright.
Apostle Wright. Yeah, I see Apostle Wright everywhere. I put him on the screen here.
He's actually the one who gave Prophet Brian Corn his first start.
Okay.
He's the reason why the world knows Prophet Brian Corn. And so I get, and that's another reason, I am actually grateful for him, because he was the first one to believe in me and give me a chance out of state when nobody else would. And then when everybody else saw that, oh, he a real prophet for real and he can't see, then they was trying to call, and he was like, see, I told you what was going to happen. So I've had opportunities to sit down with Prophet Brian Corn. We talk quite often whenever we're in the presence of each other, or whenever we're close by. People like Tim Story, who is a part of Pastor Benny Hinn's ministry. I've sat down with Bishop Clarence McClendon, Bishop Noel Jones. I've had the privilege to be in front of these great men, and so it all stemmed from that. It all stemmed from that.
Okay. So with everything that's happening, I know that there are some talks about movies and different things happening. Do you want to talk on that at all, or?
Yes. So actually, right now, we're waiting on answers. I don't know if you know her, but it's a lady named Autumn Bailey Ford. She's a Black Hollywood producer. Her mentor is Devin Franklin, who just made the movie Ruth and Boaz.
Oh, I love that.
And I actually just saw him at the red carpet movie premiere because he was in the movie called Soulfire. Uh,
Okay, I see
so
Autumn here. She is
yeah.
beautiful. Let me.
hmm
I'm
So
gonna put a picture up of her too. Autumn Bailey Ford. I just pulled it up right quick.
correct. And then Sean McNamara, who works for Sony.
Okay.
So it's in the process of happening. We're just trying to see, which way we're gonna go, who's gonna take it.
That's good.
But it's they're definitely gonna turn it into a movie. It's already in the works as far as negotiations, whether we stay, whether we go, that type of stuff. So
Okay. So what can people expect to learn more about when that might come to pass?
um, just keep up with the social media, keep up with me, um, and you'll see it because it is trending. So
I'm excited. I'm excited to even be the horse version of it. Even if I was just in for a few minutes, I'm just a part of making history as people learn more about this wonderful man. I see also a picture of you with a screenwrite, playwright, Caucasian lady, and she's
so
on the red carpet.
yes, her name is Trey Cartwright. She's done movies for like Leonardo DiCaprio.
I thought so because I saw an
Yeah,
interview with her with you.
exactly. So
Yes.
she's literally from Hollywood. She's worked with Paramount Pictures, HBO, um, all them theaters out that way. So,
That's good because she sat down and interviewed you too recently, right?
well, yeah, she was in a news interview with me as well.
That's what I was gonna say. I saw that too. And then I have a picture back here of your mommy. Your mom looked good and young too. She's looking good in this picture.
Yeah.
She had a peach jacket on. And you in a white suit with a yellow shirt and a yellow tie. You were playing.
Oh, that picture. That's an old picture too.
I know. I don't went way back. But I'm telling you, I've learned so much about you today, and it's been such a pleasure to have you on. And I think the world is a better place because you're in it. And thank God that He saw fit to have you stay on this earth to inspire the nations. And so keep letting your. What would you say to your younger self right now? If you could give any advice back to your younger self, what would it be?
Tighten up, sir.
Tighten up. Tighten up. Okay.
We got work to do.
That's good. That's good. Tighten up. And I did see one more picture. I think it was you, and it says your little sis. So
Yes,
uh,
Julia.
I'm gonna put that up too, because you're supposed to be like, I know he did not. She did not put me up. There you go. Hug. She all hugged up on you in like a jogging outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I saw one more I'll put up too. And then we're gonna get on off this show. I thoroughly enjoyed talking to you. Let's see. I saw one. I think they are maybe your god nephew or somebody. Caesar or is it?
Caesar. So Caesar is like that's like as they say, my brother from another mother.
Oh, well, his whole family and you are in the picture, and y'all have purple on.
Yeah, Caesar. That's my guy nephew.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I put up as many pictures as I could to try to reflect and to highlight some of the things that you've accomplished in life. Is there anything that you didn't get to share on today's episode that you really want everybody to know before we would close out?
I don't think we really just talked about my the traveling ministry that I have, and but other than that, I mean, I'm pretty sure they have caught on since you've said prophet. Um, but that's I do travel the world. God has allowed me to travel the world. I do crusades, revivals,
Yes, Lord. You do them well, y'all. He do them well. If you want a whole Pentecost fire upper room experience, then you want to definitely bring Prophet Briston Bradly in. I showed a little clip of him preaching, but that ain't nothing like the tent revival when he comes to town. So how do people book you to be a part of the traveling ministry?
So they're able to reach out to me through Facebook
Okay.
inbox. I will definitely get it. A lot of people just reach out to me through other people that might know me or other places that I've been, and so that's how a lot of people reach out to me.
So road trip, y'all. Let's be very clear. If you are interested in booking Prophet Briston L. Bradly to come to your church, share his story about being blind but not broken, and being a minister of the gospel, a prophet of God, and sharing what God is allowing him to see even without sight, okay? Then please make sure that you all reach out to Prophet Briston L. Bradly on social media. He will respond back directly. And many people know other people and they reach out on their behalf. Do that too. Whatever gets him into your sanctuary to let God minister through him and change lives. All right. Wow. Let's see any final comments. Tighten up. My mom tighten up. You got this. That sounds funny coming from a 70-some-year-old. She's like, tighten up, Kim. Hey, I got this. I'm trying, Mom. I'm trying. All right. Any other comments? Let's see. I see all of you all. Thank you all so much for tuning into this episode today. And if you did not get a copy of the book, make sure that you know you can go to Amazon and you can get a copy of Blind but Not Broken. Just because you're blind does not mean that you are broken. He has a story as a sinner that's saved by God's grace. And I'm glad that you recognize that it was by God's grace that you're still here on this earth. And so any final words of inspiration or encouragement?
Your time is now. Everything that you've been wanting, everything that you've been asking for is getting ready to happen now. And for some of you all that's watching, it's going to happen before the year is up. And then for some of you all who are watching, it's going to begin to happen at the beginning of the year. So I want you to know that your blessings, just because you're in the presence of a prophet now, and under my voice, the sound of my voice, I want you to know that God is going to move on your behalf. But much love to you. And that's my sentiment in my words.
I'm grateful that you said that because you have no clue, Prophet, that on this past Sunday, the message that the Lord gave me to share with God's people was, it's your turn. And how the oil, literally, Samuel and going to Jesse's sons, the oil could not pour until David came in. The shepherd boy that had been overlooked, didn't matter. Nobody cared because they didn't even include him in the festivities. But the oil wouldn't pour until he came in the room. So even though you may be hidden by other people, and I'm not trying to preach and minister right now, but I'm telling you, other people may have you hidden. Other people may have disregarded you. But God is hiding you for your protection until he's ready to bring you forward. All along, he was shaping and developing and creating and cultivating Prophet Bradly, even when he thought he was doing dirt. But it was for such a time as this. As Esther talked about, you have Mordecai said, look, you don't know this might be the only time that you were created for. You have to save your people. All right, y'all, we're going to get off this show because he was created for such a time as this. Some of y'all are created for such a time as this. And Prophet Bradly just shared a prophetic word with you all that it's your time. It's your time. All right, y'all get to see me in my other hat. All right, y'all. Listen, glad that you tuned in today. I will just make a few brief announcements to let you know that on Sunday, If you have not come to fellowship with us at Promise Fellowship Church and you're anywhere near Charlotte, North Carolina, and Prophet Bradley, I hope you'll be coming and doing a revival of some sort. Y'all put it in the comments section. If he come and do a revival, y'all gonna come pack the house out. Somebody say, yes, we will be there if Prophet Bradley come in the house. Because I want to make sure I don't bring this man here and then I'm just sitting in the building by myself. I'm a new pastor. Y'all know how I feel about that. So come visit on Sundays at 10 a.m., 12080 University City Boulevard. And we are worshiping right now at the Brownstone Signature Events venue. That's where we worship. And so we encourage you to come out. We are having New Year's Eve service at 10 p.m., December 31st. And so we encourage you to come bring in the new year with us. And we are also having a Walk by Faith Network luncheon coming up on Wednesday, November 19th. What God has for you is for you. If you're a Christian business owner, we invite you to go to Eventbrite, get your ticket, and hear Bernice Feaster is going to be our speaker. And final thing I'll tell you, if you are interested in having Toys for Tots consideration, Gabe's Heart Foundation has been approved, and we have to get all of the applications in before November 12th. So we encourage you to reach out Kim at GabesHeartFoundation.org. All right. Those are our announcements. And thank you, Prophet Briston Bradly.
Thank you, Dr. Kimberly.
Stay backstage. Everybody, thank you for tuning into this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Again, we are now on WDRB Media, a nationally syndicated broadcast, radio broadcast. So make sure you check us out on Saturdays at 9 p.m. right there on WDRB Media. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Love you, Briston. Prophet.
Much love. Love you as well.
Love you all in the studio audience. Any closing comment? Anything?
No.
You done said everything. You done poured your soul out, right?
Nothing at all.
You said plenty. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.